How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good. Just starting with the back, because Rob had mentioned, just wondering how that's feeling so far, and if it's something you feel like it's just a couple of days, or is it something that's been bothering you? What's the history behind that?
It was just something that kind of like came up. I feel like it's getting better, and we're definitely working towards it. So yeah, I've definitely been making a lot of progress. So hopefully getting back soon.
All right, and then moving past that, we've seen some videos of you in here working with Lakers staff. Just wondered what it's been like since you signed here, what you've gotten to know about the team and some of what your teammates and coaching staff would be like.
Yeah, I mean, everybody just seems pretty locked in. It's a big year for us, and I think that everybody's taking it very serious. So just being able to be in here early and just putting in work and just being able to stack days to contribute this year and be able to make progress is definitely a big thing right now. So, you know, just trying to be in here as early as possible and just putting in as much work as I can. So yeah.
Hey Troy, Kyle Good, nice to meet you. You know, if you look down the roster last year, there's not a lot of guys who were sort of elite percentage, three-point shooters in this league. And Darvin talked a little bit about what he thinks this team can do internally with the spacing around LeBron and AD, guys getting opportunities. What do you think you personally are going to show on offense and as a shooter, and what do you think sort of the group's mentality is about addressing this particular dimension of the game?
Well, I think this year we have a lot of guys on the team that can shoot it. I feel like a lot of guys that can space the floor, but for me personally, just being able to make decisions off of the catch and being able to catch and shoot and just putting teams in situations where they have to make decisions. I think that's the biggest thing, where a team can't just relax and be able to just focus on Braun and them and just be like, hey, we're just going to worry about them. I think the biggest thing for us is just being able to give space, being able to hit corner threes, and being able to run the lane to spread for those guys. So yeah.
Troy, over here to your left.
Okay.
That's all right. Well, earlier I was asking Darvin about the wing defense, and he singled you and JTA out as two guys that he's confident in can take on a bigger role in terms of wing defense.
Yeah.
How important is that? And especially looking at the roster, there are a lot of guards, a lot of smaller guards. Do you view that as a way you can kind of differentiate yourself from guys and carve out a bigger role?
Yeah, for sure. I think it just kind of goes more towards like the versatility of my game. That's the biggest thing, is just being able to be in the details. Sometimes, Braun and those guys, they're going to be able to score, but it's like we have to be able to take pressure off of those guys and make sure that we're doing the little things that can help us win games, So that's the biggest thing. The same thing with Juan, just being able to knock down shots and play defense is definitely a huge key for both of us, and I feel like that's why they brought us in here. So.
Troy, Dan Wicke with the LA Times. On one hand, this is going to be year 5 for you. On the other, you're 23 only, and conceivably could be a rookie in this league. You're younger than some of the rookies. How much do you have a pretty clear idea of like, this is what I can do to have, a 10, 12-year career? Like, do you know that path? And I guess, like, what is it?
I think for me, at this point in my career, I'm still growing, but I feel like I'm at a point now where like I've definitely had experience under my hand, and it's definitely coming into play just more in the knowledge standpoint of being able to be on the court with guys that are superstars, and being able to be a role player that can carve out defenses and make plays and just be an overall utility guy to make sure that everything on the court is getting handled and orchestrated correctly so that those guys can play how they play. So I definitely feel like I'm kind of starting to get my niche in the NBA. It's just more so about keeping my head down and staying locked in and working. So yeah.
Troy, Dave McBennett with ESPN. Good to see you. Last year you played with a guy who helped the Lakers win a championship in 2020, in Alex Caruso. Did you pick his brain at all through this process? And what type of tidbits did he tell you about having success here?
Yeah, no, Alex is a great leader on and off the court. Definitely leads by example. Just one of those guys that has a knack for the game, knowledge for the game. So like, we'll be sitting there just talking, and he'll pick out stuff and point out stuff about defenses and stuff, and it doesn't even have to do with your team. He's just talking basketball, and just his basketball knowledge of like being able to see it and explain it to guys. That's the hardest part. I don't think a lot of people know how to explain stuff correctly, and so Alex definitely let me pick his brain a lot, and then so it's just ironic that we're kind of swapping teams now. So, but it's definitely dope just being able to have that experience with him and then see how he handled it and even how he brought it to Chicago. So yeah, that's definitely somebody I was kind of keying on last year.
Cool. Appreciate it.